Let's make our confidence picks for Week 15 of the NFL season. And well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm WA2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. So we are 14 weeks down, only 4 left to go in this NFL year, and we are on Week 15. We're going to make our picks for every single game, and you know how it works by now. We don't pick against the spread, we pick winners. Or we attempt to anyway. And we're going to rank them from 16, the game we got the most confidence in, to 1, the game we got the least confidence in. The bye weeks are over. So we'll get into those in just 1 second. But before we do, we got to recap how we did in Week 14 and see where we stand overall. And last week, it was a tough week for a lot of people picking games. A lot of crazy upsets, things that nobody saw coming happening. And we went 7-8 for the week. 61 points, but not so bad. Overall, we are at 127 up and 81 down, 1,105 points, but we went up, and this is the big thing for me. We went up 1.4 percentage points. We are now in the 93 percentile of all players. It's like over, I think it's about 10,000 people that do this, but yeah, we're doing very, very well. The highest we've been all year is 93%. Last year we finished a little bit above 95. So hey, let's keep doing this thing. All right, let's make our picks. A lot of games to get to. First of all, number 16. What team am I betting on? It didn't work. My number 1 pick didn't work out last week. My top pick, because I had Miami blowing Tennessee out. We all know what happened there. But I'm going to say we're going to get this one right. I'm going to say it's going to be the San Francisco 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals. Of course, I'm taking the Niners. They've clinched a playoff spot. They are on their way to getting the top seed in the NFC. It certainly appears. Arizona's still playing out the string, but they still got a little fight in there, and they are coming off a bye, and they beat the Steelers 2 weeks ago, but San Francisco is just a whole different level. I don't think the 49ers are looking very prone to an upset anytime soon, so give me San Francisco. All right, number 15 will be the Washington Commandskins at the L.A. Rams. That's right, a team with a sub-500 record is getting my number 15 pick. The Rams are still 1 game under 500. Ron Rivera's 4-year run as coach is most likely coming to an end in D.C. The Rams are playing for their playoff lives. They are right there in that wild card mix. I think Matthew Stafford and company will put up some just gaudy numbers against that Washington defense. If you got, a Puka Nacua, you've got Cooper Kupp, guys like that, Kyron Williams certainly, maybe even Tyler Higbee, I would definitely put them in my fantasy lineup. So I got a good feeling about the Rams in this game. Number 14, the Kansas City Chiefs at the New England Patriots. At what point does Kansas City actually wake up? Could Kansas City actually have a 3-game losing streak in their future if they lose this game? Now, you got to give New England's defense a lot of credit. Even without Christian Gonzalez, even without Matthew Judon, they've been excellent. They've allowed 44 points in their last 4 games. But the Chiefs, again, are a defensive team at this point. They should absolutely school Bailey Zappi and the Patriot offense. I'm not seeing a blowout, but I am seeing a relatively comfortable win, 10 to 14 points, somewhere in that neighborhood. Number 13, the Atlanta Falcons at the Carolina Panthers. This is more of an anti-Panthers pick than a pro-Falcons pick. Panthers are just inept on offense. They can't score. Atlanta can a little bit, and I think with their run game, they will do enough in this one to win on the road. Yep, picking a lot of road teams to start. Three of my first 4 picks are road teams here. All right, number 12, we're going to go to the Philadelphia Eagles at the Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football. And this is the first Monday Night Flex game in the history of the NFL. It was supposed to be Patriots-Chiefs, and instead of that, we're actually getting 2 teams with a worse record than the Patriots in the month of December. Amazing. So we got 2 NFC teams here that have a few things in common. One of them is they can't stop the pass, first and foremost. There are only 8 teams in the NFL that have allowed over 240 yards per game through the air, and these two teams are on that list. But Seattle, their run defense isn't much better. They're allowing 135 yards on the ground per game. They've done that 5 times. They're 1-4 when that happens. I think this is a good chance for Philadelphia to jumpstart, their rushing attack, which has really not done well the last 2 weeks or so. And even if Geno Smith does come back for this game, he's not keeping up with Jalen Hurts. So I'm taking the Eagles on the road. Number 11, we're going with another road team, the Baltimore Ravens at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, over the last 2 weeks, Jacksonville's getting, I think, a little bit exposed. 2 close games against AFC North teams, but they've come up a little bit short. If their defense could not stop Jake Browning and Joe Flacco, what will they do against Lamar Jackson? Jackson is just getting better and better, and he's almost going a little bit under the radar. I don't know. I feel like Lamar Jackson is not getting as much love as he should be in the MVP talk. But last week, he threw for 316 yards, 3 touchdowns against the Rams. The Rams hadn't allowed 300 passing yards to any team in the NFL all season. Okay. And another thing with this, heading into Week 15, the Jaguars are allowing 265 passing yards per game. That's 31st in the NFL. The Ravens are on track for the number 1 seed in the AFC. I think this game reinforces it. So I'm taking the Ravens with my number 11. Number 10, the New York Giants at the New Orleans Saints. You know what? The Giants have won 3 straight with Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets at quarterback. Credit, nice, cute little story. I think this is his biggest challenge yet. On the road, in a tough environment. Before this, who has he beaten? Washington, New England, and he had a good win against Green Bay at home. Against this defense, the fairy tale ends, Saints win. Number 9, the Minnesota Vikings at the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a Saturday game. Justin Jefferson, he's been having a lot of injury issues this year, but he is supposed to play. But as of right now, he is listed as questionable. Nick Mullins will start at quarterback for the Vikings after coming off the bench last week for Joshua Dobbs. Do Jets fans still wish they had traded for Josh Dobbs? I don't know. But I don't think it's going to matter anyway. So the Bengals have scored 34 points in back-to-back wins. Cincinnati always seems to get hot in December. I think it's going to be a 3rd straight victory for the Stripes. All right, let's go to number 8. This is a big one in the AFC. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Indianapolis Colts. Also a Saturday game. These are 2 of the 6 AFC teams who are tied at 7-6. Pittsburgh is coming off 8 days of rest. Indianapolis has 5. Pittsburgh, I don't know what's going on with them, but they've lost 2 straight to the Patriots and the Cardinals, and nobody could have seen that coming. So whichever team loses this is in a heck of a lot of trouble. My big thing is this. Mitchell Trubisky tends to really struggle when he's under pressure, and the problem with that is he could be facing a lot of it on Saturday against the Colts defense that has the 3rd most sacks in the NFL this year. I think it's pretty close, but I'm going to take the Colts at home. Number 7, the Chicago Bears at the Cleveland Browns. Bears are playing better as of late. Got to give them some credit for that. They actually have the same record as the Giants, but I don't know how many people are talking about the Bears making a playoff run. But Montez Sweat in the pass rush, that could be a concern for Cleveland, which is relying on 2 fill-in tackles named Christian and Hudson. Okay, but can Justin Fields succeed against this Browns defense? I think the Browns may have either the best or second best defense in the NFL, along with Baltimore. I think the Jets are in that mix as well, but I think Cleveland is about as good as it gets. Now, Cleveland did just lose safety Grant Telpett to IR, but I don't think that's enough. Joe Flacco will still manage the game well enough. I think the Browns score a time or 2 on the ground between Ford and Hunt. And I think they're going to take this game. I can't say it's a lock because the Bears do have a very good run defense. I just think it's going to be a situation where the Browns give the Bears, or the Browns defense gives their offense some short fields. They get ahead early. That's enough. Okay, number 6, the Buccaneers at the Packers. So I'm taking Green Bay in this game. Tampa Bay is playing consecutive road games while the Packers are playing on a short week. I know Green Bay did not look good against the Giants, but I think Jordan Love will bounce back. My one concern with this game is Rachaad White. This is why I've only got it at a 6. Rachaad White has 6 touchdowns in 6 games, and Green Bay does not have a good run defense at all. So I'm going to take Green Bay, but it's a little bit reluctant on that one. Number 5, the Broncos at the Lions, our last Saturday game on the list here. I'm amazed how far down the Lions defense has fallen. Since week 7, they have a -8 turnover margin. They're allowing 28.3 points per game, both of which are in the bottom 2 in the NFL. And one of the biggest reasons for that turnover margin is Jared Goff, who has turned the ball over 12 times since week 7. But Denver, I just think they're living a charmed life. I think they're playing their 3rd straight road game. I think Detroit needs a little bit of home cooking. I think they get back on track for this one. Number 4, this game is now in the books, the Chargers at the Raiders. I picked the Raiders, and unfortunately, I only gave it a 4. I mean, come on. No Keenan Allen or Justin Herbert for the Bolts. No Josh Jacobs for the Raiders. You know, who could have ever seen the Raiders going from 0 to 63 points? I was thinking defensive battle, as a lot of people were, but I figured the Raiders would eventually win by about 13, 14 points. They won by a whole lot more than that. They won by 42, so at least I got my 4 points over there. Number 3. Okay, now it gets a little bit, this is where it gets good, all right? The Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans. Will C.J. Stroud play? He has not practiced this week yet, being in concussion protocol. If not, it's Davis Mills. The Titans coming off an amazing road victory over Miami, where they rallied behind Will Levis. Levis is playing with a good amount of confidence, and I think he's going to keep it going. Also, keep this in mind. Derrick Henry has passed 200 yards rushing in 4 of his last 5 games against Houston. Plus, you got DeAndre Hopkins against his old team. That'll mean something to him. I think the Texans are a little bit shaken. After losing to the Jets, they got a lot of injury issues. Nico Collins, don't know if he's coming back for this game. As of right now, it doesn't sound like he's practicing. And I seem to mention this just about every week, but Tennessee is an excellent team when they play at home. I'm taking the Titans to upset the Texans. Number 2, the Dallas Cowboys at the Buffalo Bills. Dallas is 7-0 at home, just 3-3 on the road, and the Bills are 5-1 at home. You know, even though they're 7-6 for the year, they're 5-1 playing in Orchard Park. And the Bills' defense has been extra good at home. They're allowing 14.5 points per game in Buffalo, and that's going to be fascinating considering Dallas is scoring a league-high 32.4 points per game. I've been back and forth on this one. I feel like the Cowboys are the better team, but I feel like the intangibles are in the Bills' favor. I'm going to go with Dallas. I think this is going to be their sort of like their coming out party, because we know how good they have been, but they need to beat a good team on the road. I think they're going to do it, but I think it is a super, super close game. And finally, I think you know the game I haven't mentioned yet with my number 1. The New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins, and guess what? I'm picking the upset. I'm picking the Jets to win this game outright. They're going to be in it. Miami's offensive line is ravaged, even more so than the Jets. Their entire starting interior offensive line is out. Their left tackle may be out as well. Now remember, Miami did not win a game last December, and I wonder if they are over that insane loss to the Titans, especially coming off a short week. And don't forget, the Jets only trailed, there was going to be, 10-6 a couple weeks ago on Black Friday until the Hail Mary pass at the end of the first half. Also, no Tim Boyle quarterbacking this game. All right, and I think the Jets have some confidence going. They know what they need to do. And I think for the first time in 9 years, that's right, the Jets have not beaten the Miami Dolphins in Florida in 9 years. I think it is going to happen. I know it is a bold prediction that I'm making, but if the Jets get off to a good start, okay, I think the way they come out for this game is going to be enormous. They hang in there in the first half. It will create more doubt in the Dolphins' minds, and I think the Jets can actually take this game from them. All right, those are my picks for Week 15. Let me see yours. Put them right down there in the comments. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll have my full Jets versus Dolphins game preview up by Saturday, along with bold predictions. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.